go on the road.
Right, so the introduction. Most people don't do this with guns and stuff. They usually say, right, your open gun is your safe gun, da 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 da, and you go straight into it. We try to do it, no matter what level you're at, we try to do it right from the start. So we separate the guns and say, right, have a look at that. So you have a look at that, and you can have a look at that. Okay? At the moment that's quite heavy because it's not attached to that, which would give it balance. But basically this bit is literally a piece of 2 tubes. The bits that are sticking out the back here are spring loaded. These are the ejectors, so when the gun is closed those squash in. And when the cartridge is in place, they squash in so it's nice and tight in that chamber. But more to the point, when you open the gun, most modern guns, when you open them, if you look at that, that's going to get you in the eye. It's got a bit of a thank you when you do that. It's going to go book.
Right.
And that.
Yeah,
Expletives come out at that usual time. So when you're opening it, we can either catch them or we can send them into the bucket or whatever it means. It just means it's self-ejecting. That is a 12 gauge cartridge, you can tell because it's got 12 written on it, which is standard for this gun, any 12 gauge gun. It could be top or bottom or both or whatever. This end, you can probably see these 2 inserts which are screwed into the gun. These are commonly called chokes. Now a choke is exactly...
Can I mention not to walk across there, please?
Yes, certainly. Okay. Good man. Does that include you?
Yes, probably.
So we've got chokes here.
Yeah.
So if we've got 2 cartridges in and we're shooting game, if you miss on your first shot, arguably the bird has gone further.
Yeah.
So you need to tighten, choke the barrel so that the lead shot stays tighter for longer to reach your intended target. And all these screw in, screw out, we can do whatever we want. You don't have to worry about those today, it's just so you're familiar with what these components are. Other than that, that's all it is, 2 tubes. This bit, at the end, is the firing. It's the safety catch, it's how we open the gun. More to the point, it's where the firing pins are. Those little holes, I just literally have a pin that pop out a few mil, and they hit the back of the cartridge, which then causes a chain of events to happen. And what actually happens is that we've just opened this one up so you can see, but inside there would be that stuff. That's the explosive.
Right.
That little bit of green stuff in that little space there will produce approximately 1¼ tons of pressure when ignited. Now, fortunate for you, 98% of that goes hurtling down the tube, and the recoil thump just comes back and reminds you that you've just released that cartridge. So when that fizzes, the strike pin hits the pin, causes a chemical reaction which ignites this stuff. It then pushes this wad, this package down the tube, and pushes that lot to the target or wherever it's going. There's 324 balls there of lead, okay, which come hurtling down the tube, and then these follow it. So when a lot of people say, "Oh, you can see the bullet," you see the wadding.
Oh, so the wad comes out.
Right, the wad comes out. Everything leaves. And you end up with an empty cartridge. That lot just then disperses, drops on the ground, and it's made of paper, so it just breaks down and disappears. Unlike a plastic wad, some people use plastic wads, then you litter the countryside with plastic which ain't going to go away. So that's how they work. Cartridge types. That is a normal clay pheasant type shot. It's called a 7.5 shot. So it's 7.5 here. That's that size.
Right.
That's adequate to bring the bird down. If it's a big bird, a goose or whatever, then you'd probably go to 5 or 6, 5, maybe a 4, which is a bigger, to knock it out of the sky. This particular cartridge is what we call an express. It's high velocity, which means this makes a particularly loud bang,
Yeah.
okay, and gives you a greater.
Right.
The reason it gives a louder bang is because it's not a subgrade. It's not as good a grade as cordite as that one, which means it's slower burn, so it's still burning when it leaves,
Right.
and then you get the sonic bang.
Yeah.
That's the bit that hurts your ears. Why we have to have ear defenders. So that's that. This one's exactly the same, except this is called a hush caliber. Higher grade. All the burn is done in the chamber.
Right.
No sonic crack.
Yeah.
It still bangs, but it doesn't hurt your ears. And it's kinder to our neighbours.
Yeah.
You know, we have to think of them these days. That's it. This one is exactly the same as these, except it's now called a 20 gauge. So it's smaller than that for a smaller gun.
Yeah.
And then go away. You didn't come in on cue, did you? Then the other type, half the size of that one, is the smallest one, which is a 410, which is good for ratting and rabbits and that sort of stuff. So that's basically those bits. Targets, today you're using standard. These are the largest variety available.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's, go away. So that's what we call a blaze. So when we're shooting into the green background here, you want to be able to see it.
Yeah.
Well, it's the sky.
Yeah.
Standard black, standard blaze. They do come in all colours of snooker balls, because that's a game that is played. There's a green one, and we've got a white one, and then we come down in size. Midi, mini. You're not shooting either of those today. All right?
That's good. The big one.
No, we don't want to do that. Right, when we put the gun together, this is when the gun becomes still a machine, but a dangerous machine in the wrong hands. Right. Broken gun, safe gun. That means that it's intact, we can put that in there, and it's still safe, because there's no way that this strike mechanism can... Okay. We'll take that out, close the gun, and we'll put the gun now here. Arguably, safe gun.
Yeah.
But is it? It's safe until somebody does that, or picks it up and drops it. Because if there was a cartridge there, then he's just lost his...
Yeah.
Right? So, whenever you go on a shoot, and somebody's walking around like that, just tap them on the shoulder and say, don't feel very comfortable, could you open it?
Yeah.
And that's just basic courtesy. Most people don't do that, they say, or worse than that.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Which is offensive. So you have to be careful. So safe gun, open gun. Right, for the purposes of the next exercise, it is empty, right? You can see down the tubes. Safety catch is on anyway. I'm going to close the gun because I want to add this little attachment. The reason for that is we're now going to, both of you, to sight the gun. So we know that we've got the gun in the right place before we try and blow them out of the sky.
Okay.
First aid boy first. And what I want you to do is just take hold of that.
Yeah.
And I want you to aim at the bottom, the middle of the little target.
Yeah.
Right. But in the two just underneath.
Just underneath.
Just underneath the centre, yeah. So you go into there and just have a look straight down the barrel. That's fine. Anywhere in that quadrant is perfect. If you go there, that means you're never going to see the target.
Okay.
Right, so go back again. That's fine. Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, cool.
Right.
You want to turn this right-handed?
Yeah.
Sure?
Yeah. Yeah, right.
Right, so I want that into there. Okay. I want you to bring your cheek to the gun, and with your right eye only, I want that red dot to look at that target. It's fun. We're almost there.
So the red dot on the top of that.
Yeah,
on the top of the
Alice.
gun.
Now you've just done what I was going to ask you to do anyway.
Should I take this off?
Yeah, you can do. If the gun is on the outside of your shoulder, you're sending the gun at a different angle.
Yeah.
If it's too high in the shoulder,
It's be dropping, yeah.
yeah, right.
Okay.
Right. So that's going there, that's going there. Don't worry about it. I'll sort it out.
Yeah, make sure.
Okay. Cheek on the gun now, bring your nose further forward if you can. Perfect.
Yeah.
Hey.
Well done. You may
I'll
be
get
seated
there.
again.
Thank you.
Okay. So that's basically what that's for. That's obviously an aided system. It's called laser shot. You can't see how there we go. It just means you don't waste 10 plays.
Yeah.
You don't like this anymore.
Yeah.
Okay? It means we get it in the right place. If this gun
Yeah.
becomes, for you especially,
Yeah.
we can put you onto a slightly smaller gun, onto the 20 gauge, which is just a little bit lighter
Yeah.
to hold,
Okay.
and smaller, but because it's smaller, the kick might be greater.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. We'll try that.
Okay, cool, right. I've done that bit now. I'm going to switch off. Bye bye, everybody. Bye bye, children.